Okay. I used to think I was a Republican. And I would be a Republican if the Republicans followed their own platform, which they don't. That's why I can't be a Republican, because they're a bunch of hypocrites. I'll give you an example here. This is the GOP page. This is their page. This is what they say they're all about. Now, what they say and what they do are two different things. Let's go to We the People. We the People, a restoration of constitutional government. Well, I know for a fact the two senators from Tennessee that call themselves Republicans, they're more like restoration of corporate America. They're in the pockets of all the big corporations. And as far as Lamar Alexander goes, it would be Monsanto. He's a big Monsanto guy. Now, I don't want to sign up for nothing. See, the GOP wants to send me junk mail. Anyway, restoration of constitutional order. All right. Yeah. How has that gone in the last few years? I haven't seen any of the gun control acts getting repealed from, 1938? Still there. Ain't none of that unconstitutional stuff got done. Defending marriage against activist judiciary. That was really simple. We could have had the marriage between man and a woman amendment done back when Bush was in. But the Republicans couldn't get all behind that. So they didn't do that. Sacred contract, defense of marriage, that's the same thing. Living within our means and a constitutional budget. How are we going to do that when we're meddling in every other country? And we've got Bob Corker here in Tennessee wants to meddle in everybody's business overseas. Here we are. Republicans are just as bad with their gunboat diplomacy. Okay. Unless we are directly being endangered, it's none of our business. Okay? Hey, if we really, really wanted to put our money where our mouth is, we would say, okay, we're going to give the Second Amendment to everybody in the world. Hey, do you know how many jobs that would create here? That's one thing the United States is really good at. We're really good at building weapons. So, we'll just give everybody weapons. And that way, pretty soon, they're going to figure out that we're not getting anywhere. Okay? So, the problems we have now is that, like Mexico, the people don't have guns. Only the drug lords have guns. Now, they say the drug lords are getting guns from America. Really? They're getting military, fully automatic weapons from us? No. Yeah, they're getting them from their government because our government sends them to the Mexican government, and the Mexican government sells them to the drug cartels. That's where they're getting their guns. They don't want our petty pea shooters, except for maybe a few good handguns that we have. Federalism and the 10th Amendment. Here is the biggest hypocritical bunch of yahoos up there in Washington, D.C. I have ever seen. The 10th Amendment, really? There has been many votes up there in Washington, and the GOP has voted it down time and time again to allow law enforcement to the states. I'll give the Colorado, Colorado, everybody knows Colorado legalized marijuana. Where, they're taxing it. And it's working out pretty well for them. Of course, they have hiccups, don't get me wrong, but hey, the tourist trade is better than it's ever been. Unemployment's lower than it's ever been in Colorado, and it's working. But does the federal government say, well, we're going to leave law enforcement up to the states? Nope. The GOP up there in Washington, well, we don't believe that the people have the right to do what they want to with their own bodies. Look, if there is no victim, there should be no felony. I mean, that should be a part of a constitution. Look, if there's no victim, there's no infamous crime. In the old days, infamous crime is what we call a felony today. No victim, no infamous crime. All right, the worst you can get is a misdemeanor. All right, but that's beyond them. They're too authoritarian. They're too busy up there in Washington, D.C., wanting to force. They want to force you into what you should believe and what you shouldn't do and what you should. See, that's not what their party stance says. I'm going to leave a link to this page in there, and you can tell them hypocrites up there in D.C. if they want to get reelected again. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going for Democrats either, because they're just as bad. They're just as bad. They're hypocrites. They want to be in control. That's all they care about. Let's see. Continuing importance of protecting electoral college. I'm indifferent on that one. Voter integrity to ensure honest elections. Yeah, well, that's a neat idea. The ID to vote is okay, but here's the big but. Your ID should not go into the machine you vote. The ID is only to get you to the machine to vote. Okay? First Amendment. Foresight founding fathers protect religious freedom. Okay. I believe it was the Republicans that went with the 501c3 laws that basically muzzle pastors when it comes to elections. Hypocrite on that one. First Amendment speech is protected. As long as you don't say something against them. They're kind of wishy-washy on that one. Second Amendment. Protect our rights to keep and bear arms. All right. Now, many Republicans, Chris Christie's one of them, thinks that hunting rifles, hunting for and procurement of food is what the Second Amendment was about. Not. The Second Amendment is about us being able to overthrow them. It's a check and balance. Second Amendment is a check and balance. And in order to do that, me and you have to have the same weapons the American soldier has. In other words, we become the soldiers. Which, then again, the Republicans cry and whine that, oh, our military is we don't have any money. The military's being cut. Really? We're adding we're going to have another aircraft carrier group. We got 11 aircraft carrier groups, some big ones, and some smaller ones, though the Marines have. How many do we need? The other countries only have, I think England has 2, and those are for V-stalls. I think the Chinese one is for a V-stall. We could literally mothball about 4 of those carriers. Take the oldest ones. We'll keep the newest ones. Take the oldest ones. Put them in shrink wrap. And say break glass in case of war. All right? But we already have them built. They're just in mothball. The same thing with our Army equipment. We got thousands of tanks. Well, let's shrink wrap them up. About 2/3 of them, because Thomas Jefferson said standing armies are a danger to this. And the police, the Republicans are big on this. The police departments have become a standing army on our soil. They've militarized them. They say, oh, things are more dangerous now. Not really. Violent crime rates are down. But the police are like the military. They're going to cry poverty all the way to the bank. So, and the schools are that way too. We got these public schools that are totally out of control. I mean, as far as their spending goes. Fourth Amendment, liberty and privacy. Yeah, we're back to the no search warrant. Believe me, parties are all money to the police departments to buy more battering rams, more armored cars, and all like that. The Fifth Amendment, protecting private property. That's a good one. I don't even think we have private property anymore.
it's all, if you don't pay your taxes, they take it away. So is that really yours? Don't think so. So the Fifth Amendment, how's that blood testing going? Roadside blood testing in Tennessee, they're real bad about setting up roadblocks. Oh, we're just doing a DUI checkpoint. Yeah, in the middle of the day where nobody's doing anything, they're just pulling everybody over. So they're making everybody guilty until they prove their innocence. I don't know what history book they read, but our whole country was founded on not doing that. Okay. The Ninth Amendment, affirming the people's rights. Really? Really? I go to the doctor, and the doctor is afraid of the DEA now. The Drug Enforcement Agency, the doctor can't prescribe anything because, well, that has a potential for abuse. Look, here we go again. You blame the entire population for what a few people have a problem with addiction. The sanctity and dignity of human life. They're real wishy-washy on that, too. Respect our flag, symbol of Constitution. I don't really see where they've done anything. American sovereignty in U.S. courts. I'm not too up on that one. But that is, this is why I have a problem with the GOP. They don't do what they say they're going to do. They don't believe in what they say. And once they get up there in office, it's over with. They have amnesia. But anyway, I'm going to leave a link to this GOP page. And, the only person that I've seen throw his hat in the ring for president that halfway, he's not 100% on all these, but he's pretty close, would be Rand Paul. And there's a good chance he won't be able to run anyway. So, next presidential election, we've got another vote for no change. More of the same. Okay. Oh, yeah, the Republicans. Let me get over this. They call Social Security and Medicare, not Medicaid, but Medicare, an entitlement program. Now, if you look at your paycheck stub, you see SSI comes out. You see Medicare comes out. Now, you are paying for a service. Therefore, you should be entitled to that service. Now, if you don't pay anything into it, then you're not entitled to it. Right? That's welfare. Welfare and Social Security are two different things. Alright, so, anyway. Let's see, what else was there? Oh, there's so many things. I'm already running to 13 minutes, so I want to get off of this GOP rant.